Well, this time we're going to be using a processor, food processor. This is salt pork that I've got cut up, and I'm going to be cutting this up in smaller pieces to use it for a base for regular sauce, tomato sauce, marinara sauce, minestre. And after it's ground up, I'm going to put containers and I'll freeze it, and I'll use it as I need it. As you can see, it's a and with that, it's done. And we take that out of there. I'm going to put that in this container, the blade. And put this back on again. It goes in. And this time we're going to use parsley. Fast operation. Put in the rest of this. I wash this and let it drain on some towels before putting it in here. And we're going to do the same thing with this after it's done. I'm going to put this in containers and use it as we go along. All done. Blades are very sharp. Be very careful. Take that into a little container. And the next item we're going to take is onion. Put that back in there. And we take some onion. Again, this is Spanish onion. I like it because it's sweet, gives the items that I'm making a nice sweet taste, a nice palatable taste. And again, top goes on. Our chopped onion. No fuss, no muss. And that is going in another container. What we do, we ran out of plastic containers. This is coming out of here. Go. Now you can also do the same thing with garlic, carrots, celery. Depending on how fine you want this chopped, that's how fine how many times you turn that thing on and off. Now they are going to be the basic ingredients for our next item. This next item is going to be similar to the marinara sauce that we made in the beginning of this, but I'm going to make a small quantity because I'm going to use it for, I don't know whether I'll make a chicken cacciatore tonight or a shrimp cacciatore, but this is what I'm going to be using to add to either one of those. It's olive oil and we'll use salt pork in my little spoon here. Gonna let that dissolve in there. Now also with this you could use anchovies as a base too. Gives it a nice flavor. I don't have any, so we're not going to use it. And we're going to take some onion. And some parsley. Again, this is the Italian parsley. And we'll take garlic, ground garlic. It's very strong, so I'm not using that much of it. Saute the onion, garlic, parsley, and we're going to add our oregano. And we add our tomatoes. And we're breaking these up with the fork, so as they get warmer, they'll be a little softer. Lower the heat on that. And I'm going to take a little masher and we're going to mash these up. And that is basic marinara sauce. Now this would be turned over or into the shrimp marinara, chicken cacciatore, violet peppers. And it'll finish cooking in that sauce. So you can use this inside of half an hour, 15, 20 minutes. It's a very quick sauce. Let that saute. Well, now we're going to go to our regular sauce, tomato sauce. This could be some olive oil. It's got to be about an ounce, half an ounce. Everybody asks me, how much do you put in? Usually I eyeball everything, but for purposes here, we'll have to give you recipes. This is the salt pork again. You've seen that before. And we're sauteing that. Now we're going to lower that. So that doesn't burn. Now we're going to take the sausage that we made earlier today. We're going to put that in there. And I usually like to take some pork bones from that the sausage that we made earlier. Here we go. Now we're going to let that steam in there at a low heat, and when that's sauteed a little bit longer, we're going to start adding our ingredients. Now that this is sauteed somewhat, we're going to finish cooking in the sauce, of course. We're going to add our seasoning to this. Take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take 5 wooden spoons of onion. Take 3 of these. That's 3 parsley. I'm going to take 3, 2, 3. I'm going to take about a half of garlic. And last, take some black pepper. If I can get it open. And that's going to be 1. And last but not least, sweet basil. Take 2. Spoons of the basil. And we saute it. Again, it smells good. Now again, you don't want anything to burn. Now while that's sauteing, we're going to take whole tomatoes. Now, I don't care whether you use crushed tomatoes or whether you use whole tomatoes or whether you use puree. I am using my recipe that I have been using for years in Ecobelli restaurant. And I'm only going to grind them up a little bit. and I'm pouring it right in there. This is actually 5 cans of tomatoes. I'm going to put this one in too. Now if you want, you can also put this through a sieve. That's our 5 cans of tomatoes. And we're going to let that cook for a little while. And then we're going to add paste. And we're going to clean these things out with some water. And add that to it. So I'll clean these out and add it to the sauce at the present time. And let this cook for, a good half hour before I add my paste. Now that sauce has been cooking for about an hour. We're going to take our paste and add that. We're going to rinse these cans out, add some water to it. Can of tomatoes, 1 can of water. And another can of water. Now we're going to mix this up. And we're going to add another can of water to this. We get the right consistency. Now, as I said, people cook to their taste, and some people might want to not put paste in, they just want to use tomatoes. Some people might want to just use paste and no tomatoes. Some people might want to use just puree. This is the recipe that we used at the restaurant, and we found it was very successful. Now this is a little bit thick, so we're going to rinse this out again, and I'll be right back. We're going to take 3 more cans of water and add it to that. And that should be the right consistency. And then we're going to let let this cook for about an hour, and it shall be all done. Now also, if you want, you could roll meatballs and cook them in here after you've made your meatball mixture. Some people like to put chicken in, I do at times, and some people like to put beef in. Brajol would be very good in here. Again, it depends on your taste. I find that pork or chicken give this the best flavor. Again, this is what we would be putting over macaroni, shells, raviolas, and the marinara sauce here is what we're going to be using for our chicken cacciatore. That's all cooked. It's ready to add to our shrimp when we get through with the other items. Now, that's going to be it for the sauce, and that'll cook for an hour, and we'll be done with that.